Just walking to the place where I'm about to film. Pretty damp. Now we've had a fair bit of rain recently, so can expect. I'm just off the side of the road. There's a road out there, with pavement and stuff, so less adventurous people may take their walks out there. But out here, take a look at that. There's the storm consequences. Sorry if the cam is shaking, I don't have a steady cam. Look at that. Whew. And this, oh my god. Unrooted and destroyed. There's a road. Better view of the road. Okay, I'll climb over this and go a little ways back, and I'll set my tripod and film it properly. Hello there, YouTube. Must have spilled half the bowl. Sorry. Have to readjust everything on the fly. Anyways, I'm back at my usual sport at the park, smoking my opera with a nice big bowl of McClellan Tastemaster. Sure hope I'm not smoking a hole straight through because the bowl is so wide. If you can hear this gusts of wind coming through, because the weather is changing and we're expecting a rain any minute, so if I have to cut this video shortly and abruptly, that's because of the rain. I don't want to get my gear wet. No particular purpose of this video, I just came out here to smoke a pipe. Took my gear with me, so here I am. By the way, Kayas, one of the most badass southern rock bands in the US, I think. I didn't see them live, but I saw the Kayas Lives project live, which is basically more or less the classical lineup of Kayas minus Joshua Ohm, who is now in the Queens of the Stone Age. Okay. Well, the first purpose for this video I can think up is actually the last video I did, because it was, like I said, wrote in the description, dark on several levels. I may have misled you people. If anyone is thinking that, my family is dissolving and I'm losing touch with my relatives, that's not exactly true. I've since our return, I talked both with my mother, my grandmother, my wife naturally, and everyone seems to be okay with the vacation they had. And all things considered, it was pretty good. The weather was, like I said, was nice. The sea was good. The children had a blast swimming, playing in the water. We took them for long walks to the lighthouse at the far end of the city, at the cliff. They went on numerous rides there at the shore. My grandmother had a blast swimming in the sea. She said one last time, hopefully that won't be the case. So it's more of my personal feelings about the vacation, not the vacation itself. Besides, it will mellow out with time, I'm sure. And among other things, myself and my wife celebrated our anniversary. I know she won't be watching this, but I must say I'm very, very grateful to her for, among other things, for putting up with me. Raising kids with a person of my temper, who's very impatient, who's very loud, and turns into a steaming pile of shit each summer. And speaking about turning into a steaming pile of shit each summer, I mentioned that in my previous video. My allergies are killing me each summer. And turn into this very, very pathetic, swollen up, miserable kind of guy. And I'm not the kind of guy to keep all this inside. So I'm willingly sharing it with everyone. Right now it's pretty cold for summer. It's 20 something degrees Celsius, which will be about 75 degrees Fahrenheit for all the American viewers. And we've had massive storms for a couple of days. So everyone in Moscow is right now whining about the weather is terrible, this is the worst summer ever, and I'm in heaven. There's a squirrel. Because the colder it is and the higher the moisture level is, the better it is for me. I don't even know what I'm allergic to. There's such a bouquet of stuff, from animal fur to pollen to dust. And the beginning of summer is sort of a pollen peak, especially here in Moscow, because the Moscow is there are many poplar trees or cottonwood trees planted around Moscow. As far as I know, that was the sort of a planned thing, because the Soviets envisioned Moscow not only as the capital but as the industrial center of Russia, and one of the industrial centers at least. And among the trees we have here in Russia, poplar trees or cottonwood trees, they're most intense in terms of photosynthesis process, so they produce much more oxygen. So they were planted essentially to clean the air in Moscow. What the Soviets never thought about was the cotton, the seeds, and all the pollen that comes with it. These woolly particles are flying everywhere. If I manage, I'll probably have some pictures on Instagram. Actually, there are areas in Moscow when these sort of particles accumulate and it looks like a snow is covering the street, for example. That's pretty hilarious. So the Japanese have their cherry blossoms, we have our cottonwood seeds. That's why I haven't made a video throughout the week, because I was at one point my eyes were swollen almost shut and I looked sort of like I had a terrible hangover. So I looked very, very miserable. I couldn't film anything and I couldn't, smoke anything. So one thing, if any one of you is suffering from allergies, I must recommend, first of all, seeing the doctor, and among other things, along with taking the prescribed pills or medication or anything, try to track down something like this. I won't show you the title, it won't mean anything because it's naturally, the commercial name will differ from country to country, but what it essentially is, see that? It's just salt water with some, seawater, purified seawater with some micro elements and mumbo jumbo, doesn't matter. And the way you use it, you just spray it inside your nose, wash everything inside, all the cavities. Helps a great deal, really. So instead of just hammering your immune system, which is what allergy is, your immune system reacting in a weird way to the common irritation. So instead of this, you're just washing down all the irritant stuff away from you, from your system. That's very good. You can probably do that without the spray, but it sure helps. What else can I say? The big part of, the big joy throughout the vacation was that all my giveaway activities are officially done. All the packages arrived safely. Two of the recipients Nom the Tube and Tennessee Bull actually filmed yabos. And CJ Connolly didn't because, well, apparently that's the type of person he is. I really wish that two others didn't film anything because their videos made me blush more than once. I was so, embarrassed with the praise they were giving me. We're all doing our part. That's the beauty of the YTPC. I'm gonna go behind the camera, check if it's still running, because the phone has been acting up recently. Yep, still filming. Now I can only hope that it's still in focus. Got a new pipe. Might show that as well. Now sometimes you cannot beat the classic. I'm gonna go behind the camera once again. This guy. One moment. I'm gonna probably show it in much more detail in the separate video. Sort of a classical shape. Naturally, that's an estate pipe. I think it will be very, very nice to smoke. I actually bought it from the same guy I bought my Rick Knight Church Warden from. Which I still haven't smoked. I'm smoking it on camera. I'm gonna film my first smoke with it. Okay, so instead of me rambling, I'd better go home, wrap up this video, export it, and maybe film something else. 2 videos in a single day. Because I have a bunch of topics, but most of them require me being at my desk. Well, in my kitchen, at my kitchen table. Showing things and turning the camera, getting behind the camera, etc., etc. So I cannot do much just sitting here. One last thing. One of the greatest assets of the YTPC, Mr. Chad Yarborough, aka Yardism, I believe, is his nickname. I'll put a link down below. He's holding his giveaway. Which is a very, very interesting bunch of questions. I'll do try to participate. I need to make some calculations. Sorry. But I encourage everyone who hasn't done so already, go check out his channel, check out the giveaway, and do try to participate. So that's it. I'm signing off. I'm finishing this bowl, packing my stuff, going home, exporting this video, and I'll try to film something else maybe in the evening. I thank you very much for watching. I thank you for all the love and support you showed towards myself and my family. even if I personally do not deserve it really. But thanks anyways. And I'll see you again in the next video. Thanks very much once again, and see you. Goodbye.